Last Man Standing was recently canceled. I just wanted to say that I'm disappointed as I really liked that show. When I first heard that it was canceled, I was surprised as it seemed like the show was doing pretty well and it wasn't as if no one was watching. The show was basically Tim Allen's way of doing what people have been doing on YouTube when dealing with issues, only he was doing it through a sitcom. And it was the only television series on currently that had conservative values. The episode most people cite when they want a good example of how the show deals with current topics is the episode that dealt with microaggressions, which I won't go over. You can find the footage on YouTube. But there was this other episode that I thought stood out. It was one dealing with anti-vaxxing. Tim Allen gets to rant about the subject, but it doesn't end like how you would expect a sitcom to end. His daughter, Kristen, in the series, she doesn't have a change of heart at the end, and that, I felt, helped the show stand out amongst all the other shows in that it doesn't end like how you would expect a normal sitcom to end. Although Tim Allen is a conservative, the show had liberal writers. That makes sense, as most of Hollywood is liberal. And the self-deprecating humor from the writers shows that people can have a sense of humor about themselves whenever the writers made fun of liberals. Other than The Middle, Last Man Standing is the only comedy I like on ABC, and I've been a fan of Tim Allen ever since Home Improvement, The Santa Claus, Toy Story, Galaxy Quest. I'm even a fan of Big Trouble, which I think is a criminally underseen film, and if you haven't seen it, I really recommend it. The show was the second most watched comedy on ABC, one of the only shows that was able to do well on Fridays, and I've also read that it's doing well in syndication. The fact that it got canceled has made people wonder if the show was canceled due to it being conservative. The official reason ABC gave for canceling the series was that it was financed by 20th Century Fox, and after 6 seasons, ABC had to start covering the cost, which includes a large salary for Tim Allen. And thus, ABC chose not to renegotiate with Fox over Last Man Standing, despite having already done so with Modern Family for 2 more seasons. Personally, I can't stand Modern Family. I've seen The Last Man Standing being described as the conservative answer to Modern Family, which is viewed as something of a liberal series. No wonder I can't stand Modern Family, stereotypical as that makes me look. If they're willing to renegotiate for Modern Family, why not Last Man Standing? I can understand investing more money into the more successful show in Modern Family, but to simply drop the other? I suppose with ABC's renegotiating with Fox over Modern Family, there would be less money for Last Man Standing. But still, it is the third most watched show on the network. Why not try to work something out? All this creates the impression that politics did have something to do with it. ABC denies this. They say that it was canceled for the same reasons that several other shows were, and that they wanted to get rid of their Friday night comedy lineup. I don't think the shows that were canceled had ratings that were as good as Last Man Standing's were, though. I don't like to mind read, but it's as if ABC is thinking, well, we could renegotiate for Last Man Standing, but Modern Family is going to cost money. We don't like Last Man Standing's politics anyway, So let's just use this as a flimsy justification in order to cancel it, and they're rationalizing said decision. And given all the recent instances of conservative speakers being silenced, it doesn't look good for ABC. You would think they'd be smart enough not to at least create the impression that they're one of the many who want to silence a conservative speaker, even if in this case the conservative speaker is an unconventional one. I've also seen talk about how ABC must have canceled the series because of Tim Allen's Nazi Germany joke on Jimmy Kimmel Live a while back. That joke was a random throwaway joke, but apparently some people got offended. I didn't follow any news about Tim Allen following his appearance on Jimmy Kimmel, but I did joke to myself that ABC would probably pull the plug on Last Man Standing, given how leftists are. Which seems prophetic now. People have talked about boycotting ABC. I don't really have to boycott as other than Last Man Standing and The Middle. The only other shows I occasionally watch are the Bachelor shows and Dancing with the Stars, but I don't watch them regularly, so it wouldn't be much of a boycott coming from me. People are hoping that Fox might pick up the series, but from what I've read, they do not have any room for the series because they don't have any traditional sitcoms in their lineup. With any luck, ABC might reconsider their decision. There is a petition out there trying to save the series. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I sincerely hope that it does, and I have signed it. So far, as of this recording, all Tim Allen has said is a tweet wherein he says that he is stunned and blindsided by the network he has called home for the last 6 years. He doesn't say if he believes politics had anything to do with the cancellation or not. I'd like to hear him talk about the situation more in depth with someone like Steven Crowder or Paul Joseph Watson, but at the same time, openly talking with either of those two could potentially cause further backlash from Hollywood. You never know how people are going to react. That's interesting. If indeed ABC canceled Last Man Standing because it was conservative-leaning, then, comic exaggeration aside, they pretty much proved Tim Allen's Germany joke right.